Evacuated to Germany, who poisoned the Ivorian vice president? For several weeks now, a heavy cloud of mystery has hovered over the Ivorian vice president, Kony Timoko Mele. As Chris Yapi revealed earlier, he was urgently evacuated to Germany for medical treatment, his condition deemed critical. Since then, the Ouattara clan has chosen the weapon of silence. No words, no images, no public appearances. A total blackout. And yet, everyone knows the Ouattara method. When a rumor is false, they are quick to roll out the cameras, parade the person in question, even sending them to cut a ribbon, awkwardly smile at a staged ceremony, or read a clumsy speech. This time, nothing. Such silence speaks louder than words. The truth is simple, the vice president is today unpresentable. So who poisoned the vice president? The answer is clear, Tani Birahima Ouattara, known as the Vile, the Republic's chief poisoner. For months, the rivalry between the two men was no secret. Tani Birahima Ouattara, the younger brother of the Ivorian despot, never tolerated the presence of the vice president, whom he saw as a direct obstacle to his dynastic ambitions. Obsessed with power, the Vile spares no one, the moment he feels threatened, he acts, and his weapon of choice remains poison. The motive was obvious. Kony Timoko Mele had dared to let through an economic report that directly implicated Tani Birahima Ouattara in embezzlement and illicit enrichment, including his infamous Parisian mansion bought with ill-gotten wealth. For the Vile, this was a public humiliation and above all a casus belli. From that moment on, the vice president's fate was sealed. Recent history confirms the pattern. Ahmed Bakayoko, then Amadou Soumaoro, both eliminated in the same underhanded manner. Every time a political rival stood in the way of the younger Ouattara's ambitions, they mysteriously fell, struck down by sudden, fatal illness. Today, Kony Timoko Mele is the latest victim of this macabre strategy. The political consequences are grave. The regime now has a ghost vice president, absent, invisible, unable to perform his role. The prolonged silence of the Ouattara clan betrays panic. Already, names are circulating for a replacement. Patrick Achi, who recently renounced his French nationality, is positioning himself as the ideal candidate to fill the vacuum. But at what cost? That of a clan devouring itself from within, in order to cling to the throne. The image is disastrous, a presidency rotting from the inside, where party brothers and so-called loyalists eliminate each other, not to serve the nation, but to carve up the scraps of a dying regime. Yes, the vice president has indeed been poisoned. Yes, the culprit is Tani Birahima Ouattara, true to his reputation as the Republic's poisoner-in-chief. And yes, the regime's silence is the most damning proof of all. For if Kony Timoko Mele were in good health, he would have already been paraded in front of the cameras. Ivorians, let this be clear, this clan has no limits. After assassinating its most loyal allies, it does not hesitate to sacrifice even the vice president himself. This is what Ouattara's lust for power looks like, a machine that devours, even its own servants.
If I catch people manipulating activists to become independent candidates, it won't just be the independent candidate who will have to deal with me, but they'll also be manipulators. If I catch people manipulating activists to become independent candidates, it won't just be the independent candidate who will have to deal with me, but they'll also be manipulators.
Have you seen anyone within the RHDP raise their hand to say they want to be a candidate? If they have, maybe it's in front of their wife. But they have to come and say it outside. We'll see them.
Chris Yapi does not lie. Find Chris Yapi on his 2 YouTube channels, his Rumble channel, his TikTok, X, Instagram, VK and Threads accounts.